LeBron James poised to have one of his best seasons ever at just the age of 35, plus a heartwarming story with linebacker Shaquem Griffin, and where is the first female coach in the NFL at now? All this and much more coming up on Full Sail Live. Welcome to Full Sail Live. I'm Will Pruitt. Now let's get into the show. For the past year, we have heard that LeBron James is not as good as he once was, or that he might even be washed up. This upcoming year, LeBron is going to have one of his most productive seasons yet. This past year, in a season where LeBron was considered past his prime, he averaged 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. Then in 2013, when he was playing for the Heat, he averaged 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. For that 2013 year, LeBron won the MVP. Although the Heat did win the championship that season, the Lakers didn't even make it in the playoffs this past year. But everyone seems to forget that the Lakers were the 4th seed in the West until LeBron went down with a groin injury. Safe to say, without that injury, the Lakers would have been in the playoffs. This will also be his most well-rested offseason he has had since the year 2005, which is the last time that he missed the playoffs. It's also the first year since 2010 where he wasn't in the finals and he wasn't playing till mid-June. Oh, and they added Anthony Davis to their roster. Expect LeBron to have one of his best seasons ever in the year 2020. Playing in the National Football League is already hard enough. It's the best playing against each other. Now imagine losing your hand at a young age and then working your whole life for a dream and then accomplishing that dream. That is what happened here with Shaquem Griffin, who was born with amniotic band syndrome, causing his fingers not to fully grow on his left hand. But he didn't let that stop him from realizing his dream. He played for UCF from 2013 to 2017, where he was the linebacker. His last season at UCF, he helped the Knights cap off an undefeated season with a victory over Auburn in the Peach Bowl. On New Year's Day of 2018, he won Peach Bowl MVP. And then on April 28, 2018, Shaquem finally realized his dream. After waiting all of Thursday night, he was finally picked on the last day of the draft in the 5th round with the 131st pick. As you can imagine, Shaquem and his whole family was filled with emotion after the announcement was made that he was going to go be playing with Seattle under Pete Carroll and his brother, who just got drafted.
Like,
oh my goodness.
The Seahawks, you kept saying, "I can't breathe." What was that moment like?
Oh my goodness, it was exactly what I said. I mean, I couldn't breathe. I didn't know what to say. Like, I was trying to get the words out, but I couldn't talk. I mean, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, seeing all them guys picking in front of me and just falling back and knowing that, you know, I did everything I was supposed to do. But, you know, it was in God's hands, and, you know, I'll wait all over again for me to have the opportunity to be back with my brother. And
Griffin finished with 11 tackles in 2018 as he looks to get more involved in the defense this upcoming year. The NFL hired their first female coach in 2015 as Jen Welters joined the Cardinals coaching staff, as she was hired as an assistant coaching intern for training camp and preseason. The former Cardinals coach, Bruce Arians, had this to say about having her a part of the coaching staff and how the fit was for the players and the rest of the team.
A female coach that is really outstanding. I said, well, tell her to give me a call. And one thing led to another, and then she came in for OTAs, and we met. And like, you know, the 150 applications we get for internships, then I go through them all and see what's the best fit. And, man, she was exactly what I was looking for if we were going to try this. Passion, energy, knowledge of the game, obviously a doctor of psychology. So it was a perfect fit for us, and she's done a heck of a job with our rookies first 2 days.
After week 3 of the 2015 preseason, her coaching career with the Cardinals was over, but she is still in coaching. 2018, she was hired by the Atlanta Legends in the AAF to be a defensive specialist coach under Coach Brad Childress. In 2018, the NFL hired their second full-time female assistant coach, Katie Sowers, as she is a coach for the 49ers. In March of 2018, she made more history as she became the first openly gay coach in the NFL. In her interview with Outsports.com, she discussed her sexual orientation for the first time ever on record. And Katie hopes that becoming an assistant is just the beginning of her career, as she wants to work her way up through the NFL coaching ranks.
Myself as a head coach someday. I know some people might think it's crazy, but if we look back at the way that we've built society, we have so many gender norms. And back in the day, if you would have said that women are going to play basketball with the same rules that men do, they would have thought.
And Katie will continue to be a coach for the 49ers as she plans to work her way up through the NFL. The Rooney Rule, adopted in 2003, is a rule that the NFL requires teams to interview for minority candidates for coaching and front office jobs. The NFL recently just expanded the rule to strengthen the diversity around the league. The new rules include teams must contain complete records and furnish to the league upon the commissioners of his request. Another new rule is teams must continue best practice recommendation of considering multiple diverse candidates, and if final decision maker is involved, he or she must be involved through the conclusion of the process. Those are just some of the new rules that the NFL hopes will strengthen their diversity around the league this year. Current Brewers pitcher Josh Hader is in some serious trouble, to say the least. As Hader was pitching during the 2018 All-Star Game, some old homophobic and racist tweets from when he was in high school had resurfaced. The 24-year-old pitcher deleted his Twitter before the All-Star Game was even over. He has since commented on his old tweets, saying that it was something that happened when I was 17. As a child, I was immature. Hader then continues, and he goes on to apologize and says, "I'm deeply sorry for what I've said. That doesn't reflect any of my beliefs that are going on now. When you're a kid, you tweet what's on your mind. What's supposed to be a night of celebration on Wednesday turned into a nightmare for him and his family, where about a dozen of his family members were in attendance for the All-Star Game when the tweets had resurfaced." Playing in the NBA takes a toll on your body, and to play in this league, you must be healthy and in the best shape, especially during the playoffs. Well, NBA player Enes Kanter was playing in the playoffs while fasting for Ramadan. That is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, which is observed by Muslims worldwide as a month of fasting, prayer, reflection, and community. Enes Kanter was fasting once or twice a week during the regular season to get ready to fast for the playoffs. During the Western Conference finals, as they were taking on the Warriors, he would wake up at 3:30 a.m. to drink and eat. The hardest part for him was not being able to drink water during the games, obviously causing him to get very dehydrated. The first day of Ramadan, he reached out to someone special for some special advice.
Hakeem was my favorite player. I watched him so many times, his games, his footwork. So then I heard that, he was fasting during 94, 95, and he won an MVP. And I texted him, it was the first day of Ramadan. And I'm like, can you give me a little tip of what you were eating, how much water you were drinking, and what did you do?
What was the best piece of advice he gave you?
I think the best advice he always gives me that, just keep focusing on what you need to focus on. Your faith always is so important. Inspire others. I think that was the most important advice that he gave me.
Hakeem not only won the league MVP that year, but he and the Houston Rockets won the NBA championship. It's something that Kanter and his new team, the Celtics, hope that they can accomplish this upcoming year. That's all for today, and thanks for joining me on Full Sail Live. I'm your host, Will Pruitt, signing off.